Paul Heyman betrays Roman Reigns. Dominik Mysterio makes a concerning update to his social media. Drew McIntyre quits WWE. Roman Reigns' greatest rival wants to face the WWE star again. Triple H begged to give Karrion Kross a chance. Former WWE Champion believes he should be challenging Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins right now. Braun Strowman gives his honest opinion on CM Punk's WWE return. CM Punk and Triple H brutally mocked. Let's jump right into it. Dominik Mysterio makes a concerning update to his social media. Dominik Mysterio is going through a rough time right now, having lost his North American Championship this past weekend. The second-generation star has blacked out his social media since his defeat to Dragon Lee at NXT Deadline. Following the show, Rhea Ripley sent an emotional message to Dirty Dom on Twitter. He responded to it, but is now expressing his disappointment differently. The Judgment Day member has blacked out both his Twitter and Instagram profile. This might be a concern, especially for his stablemates. This isn't the first time Dominik Mysterio has blacked out his social media after losing the NXT North American title. Nevertheless, it will be interesting to see what's next for him following this defeat. How much longer will Mammy remain by his side? We shall find out soon. In the immediate aftermath of his loss to Dragon Lee, Dirty Dom was beside himself in rage. His Judgment Day teammates did not help him at NXT Deadline, even though Rey Mysterio was on commentary. The WWE Hall of Famer was so happy to see his son lose. Dominik Mysterio expressed his disappointment at the situation in a backstage interview, questioning why none of them were there. However, he did say he was going back home to Mammy. You all saw what happened to me out there. I am the greatest NXT North American champion that's ever been. Dragon Lee, my deadbeat dad. Where's Judgment Day? Where's Finn? Where's Damien JD, mommy? You know what? I'm gonna go home to Mammy because Judgment Day runs all and this shouldn't be happening, said Dominik. Could this lead to Rey Mysterio's son leaving the Judgment Day on Raw? It might be possible unless Rhea Ripley decides to punish him before that happens. Either way, Dirty Dom will likely play a big part on Monday night's episode. Will Dominik Mysterio remain a member of the Judgment Day? Drew McIntyre quits WWE. The road to the Royal Rumble Premium Live event has started, and tonight on WWE Raw, disgruntled Drew McIntyre will continue to work his way back up to the top. He will face Jey Uso in another singles match. The Scottish Warrior has had a personal vendetta against main event Jey since Cody Rhodes pulled some strings to get the former Bloodline member on the red brand a few months ago. The two men have had two singles matches since then, with McIntyre winning on both occasions. The tension mounted for Drew McIntyre when Seth freaking Rollins granted Jey Uso a shot at his World Heavyweight Championship instead of him after Survivor Series War Games. The 38-year-old superstar snapped at the visionary and headbutted him. Last week on Raw, Drew McIntyre beat Sami Zayn and brutally attacked him backstage, seemingly writing him off the WWE TV. Adam Pearce then told him to leave the arena immediately. However, McIntyre showed up following Rollins' successful World Heavyweight title defense against Uso in the main event, attacking both men before the camera stopped rolling. Jey Uso will look to exact revenge for himself and his friend Sami Zayn on Raw tonight. However, he might suffer a similar fate as the former honorary use and end up on the shelf until Royal Rumble. This would allow McIntyre to demand a title shot against Rollins at the Royal Rumble on January 27. But what if Adam Pearce refuses to give him a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship? Given McIntyre's recent actions, and if he somehow puts Jey on the sidelines, Pearce may not grant him a title shot to add fuel to the fire. Drew McIntyre has already aired his frustration over being snubbed from the official Royal Rumble poster. On top of that, if he didn't get a match at the marquee event, he could quit WWE, kayfabe, only to return and win the 30-man Royal Rumble match next year. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw, former WWE head writer Vince Russo criticized Sami Zayn for not selling his ankle properly last week. I'm cracking up, bro, because the whole first half of the match, he's selling his ankle, and then somehow it went all the way up to his upper thigh. By the end of the match, the ankle is fine, but the upper thigh isn't. Come on, bro. This was honestly bro like getting Orton last week, and then Punk. This was a total waste of 3 hours. What a joke. Recent reports have suggested that Zayn recently asked for some time off and was granted. It will be interesting to see if he returns at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event next year. Roman Reigns' greatest rival wants to face the WWE star again. Roman Reigns has participated in several legendary rivalries during his 11-year WWE main roster career so far. One of his most notable opponents, Braun Strowman, hopes to share the ring with the Tribal Chief again one day. In 2017, Reigns vs. Strowman was widely viewed as one of the best WWE rivalries of the year. The two men also crossed paths several times between 2018 and 2020. Their last encounter took place on October 16, 2020, when Reigns picked up the win on SmackDown. Speaking to Sportskeeda Wrestling's Riju Dasgupta, Strowman confirmed he has not finished his long-running feud with the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Never. I'm never finished with Roman Reigns. He's my arch-nemesis and my greatest rivalry of my career, and hopefully one of these days I'll get back in there and get these hands on the Tribal Chief. Strowman revealed the forward text message he received from Randy Orton following the Viper's WWE return. He also discussed Alexa Bliss, Omos, Rocco Rodriguez, and many more. The bitter rivalry began at the 2017 Royal Rumble when Braun Strowman prevented Roman Reigns from defeating Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship. Over the next 9 months, the two men faced each other in 6 televised one-on-one matches. One of their most memorable encounters occurred at Great Balls of Fire, where Strowman defeated Reigns in an ambulance match. The monster of all monsters also beat his rival in Last Man Standing and steel cage matches on Raw. Realistically, the former opponents do not appear likely to face off again in the near future. Reigns looks set to feud with Randy Orton in the coming months on SmackDown. Strowman, meanwhile, has not wrestled since May due to a neck injury. How would you book Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns? Triple H begged to give Karrion Kross a chance. WWE's roster is currently loaded with superstars. Triple H's available options have been further bolstered by the return of stars like Randy Orton and CM Punk and the emergence of the likes of LA Knight. Unfortunately, however, this also means that some talented superstars haven't gotten the chance they deserve. One of those who deserve a shot but haven't got it, according to fans, is Karrion Kross. Kross made an epic return to TV last week on SmackDown following his 4-month absence. His return, however, did not go too well as he lost to Bobby Lashley in the first round of the WWE United States Championship #1 Contender Tournament. With his return being marked with a major loss, many fans on X were disappointed with Triple H and WWE's plan for the 38-year-old. Many want to see him get back to winning ways, with many suggesting a return to his dominant NXT persona might be the answer to finally utilizing the former NXT champion on the main roster. Flanked by his wife, Scarlett, Kross enjoyed an incredible run in NXT as the brand's champion. He came into the company after a successful career in promotions across the world. Wrestling journalist Bill Apter has laid the blame for his failure on the main roster and the company's lack of belief in him. If you see the opening with the bat coming out, it's a really compelling opening, but from the beginning, they just kept jobbing him out and just never really understood it. It looked like he could have been a really good bad guy and they didn't make him one, he said. Apter made the statement on Sportskeeda Wrestling's Talking Smack podcast. While the evidence till now suggests that the legendary journalist is probably right, fans of Kross will be hoping the company gives him another chance. What do you think of Karrion Kross? Do you want to see him get a push? Former WWE Champion believes he should be challenging Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins right now. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins are currently the top 2 stars in WWE, puts a target on their backs. Another name that has shown interest in going after the former Shield duo is Bobby Lashley, who believes he's on the same level as the current world champion. The Almighty is currently battling out in the #1 Contenders Tournament for the United States Championship. He defeated Karrion Kross in round 1 of the tournament last Friday. Prior to his match against the Doomwalker, Lashley was interviewed by Mike D on the Hot Morning Show on Hot 106. The former WWE Champion noted that he feels he's a level above the rest of the competitors in the tournament and should be going after Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. I'll beat Kross up and then, yeah, I'm thinking through this whole tournament. Look who's in it. I mean, all due respect to those guys, but none of them are at my level. I should just be able to go snatch that championship and run with it. I should be going after Roman or Seth right now. But you know what, for right now, we're just going to do this tournament and get another championship belt. I mean, I already have them. I have them all, Bobby Lashley said. Bobby Lashley is no stranger when it comes to standing across the ring from Seth Rollins or Roman Reigns. The Almighty has had a heated feud with both men in the past and even has victories over them. Seth Rollins and Lashley were involved in a program for the United States Championship last year. In the end, it was Austin Theory who walked away with the title after winning the triple threat match at Survivor Series 2022. Bobby Lashley has also competed against Roman Reigns in the past. He is also the last person to have a clean victory over the Tribal Chief. They last faced off in a triple threat match in 2021 that also involved Big E WWE, has kept them off each other's paths since then. Braun Strowman gives his honest opinion on CM Punk's WWE return. Braun Strowman recently offered his thoughts on CM Punk returning to WWE after almost a decade away from the company. On November 25, Punk appeared at the end of Survivor Series, War Games in his hometown of Chicago. Since then, the 45-year-old has featured on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT shows. He has also interacted with several top stars backstage, including Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. In an interview with Sportskeeda Wrestling's Riju Dasgupta, Strowman confirmed he has heard contrasting opinions opinions about Punk from his co-workers. However, he plans to reserve judgment on the polarizing star until they meet in person. He's doing his job, Strowman said. At the end of the day, our job is to put eyes on the product and butts in seats. And well, it looks like he's doing it. I've heard mixed reviews from multiple people on what kind of person he is. I'll find out when I meet him, and he can get in line and get these hands just like anybody else. On the December 8 episode of SmackDown, CM Punk took digs at Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins during a headline-grabbing in-ring promo. Referencing Cody Rhodes' "finish the story" phrase, he added that his own story will not finish until he headlines WrestleMania. During his previous WWE run between 2005 and 2014, Punk made it his goal to compete in the show-closing match at WrestleMania. Despite being one of the company's top stars for many of those 9 years, he never succeeded in his mission. The best in the world is expected to feud with Rollins in the months leading up to WrestleMania 40 on April 6 to 7, 2024. What are your thoughts on CM Punk's WWE return so far? CM Punk and Triple H brutally mocked. CM Punk and Triple H have made it abundantly clear that they set aside their differences to bring the former back to WWE. The decision has been well received by many in the WWE universe, but a former superstar cannot help but mock Punk repeatedly. CM Punk wasn't the most well-liked character in WWE during his first stint. However, he got the job done whenever required and became a big name in the company. His return to the Stanford-based promotion at Survivor Series War Games was unexpected, and fans have seen many current former stars fire shots at him. One former star who recently took a jab at him and Triple H is none other than Kenta. Kenta worked as Hideo Itami in WWE for 5 years between 2014 and 2019. He wasn't too successful, but was seen as a good in-ring worker. The Japanese star has some differences with the best in the world and claims that he stole KNTA's finisher, known as GTS. Following Punk's return to WWE, Triple H shared a photo of himself with the best in the world backstage on social media. The game was seen pointing at Punk in his signature style in the photo. Kenta edited the image by putting his face on CM Punk's body, while swapping Triple H's face with Japanese baseball player Shohei Ohtani's face. The image was accompanied by the following caption: "Good luck, Shohei. Please do not punching people in the face backstage." CM Punk's first promo on SmackDown since his return saw him mock Kevin Owens for punching people in the face backstage. Kenta used that angle to address the popular Japanese baseballer Shohei in his post. The former WWE star seems to be on bad terms with Punk and has mocked him a few times in recent months. He's also not a big fan of the Stanford-based wrestling promotion and left the company on bad terms. The best in the world made a surprise appearance on NXT Deadline. He shared the ring with Shawn Michaels, and the two men had a nice little promo. An exclusive report by House of Wrestling revealed that CM Punk's appearance caught many off guard. The returning superstar had a positive interaction with Triple H, according to the report. Backstage, we are told Punk was at the venue most of the day and was described as being great around everyone. Paul Triple H Levesque was in the building for the show, and Punk's interactions with the WWE Sicko were also legit very good. Those we have spoken to close to Punk continue to talk about how happy he is and that he is just looking to keep riding the wave he is on. It's good to see things work out between the two sides. The recent change in attitudes will likely be beneficial for the wrestling industry. Do you want to see a match between CM Punk and KNTA down the line? Paul Heyman betrays Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman has managed some of the biggest names in WWE during his career, including the current face of the company, Roman Reigns. However, many believe the wise man could betray the tribal chief for the next big thing. The name in question is Braun Breaker. The second-generation star has been making waves in the pro wrestling world since kickstarting his career in 2021. Breaker is already a two-time NXT champion and one of the most prominent members of the brand. He showcased his skills at NXT Deadline this past weekend, where he competed in the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge. The 26-year-old secured 3 pinfalls in quick succession, but ultimately fell short to Trick Williams, who had 4 pinfalls to his name. There have been speculations of Braun Breaker moving up to the main roster as he has seemingly done everything there is to do on the developmental brand. The 26-year-old had a segment with Paul Heyman in October, where the Bloodline member hyped him up. Heyman also stood in Breaker's corner for his match against Carmelo Hayes. While there has been no further development on that front, many believe Heyman could end up betraying Roman Reigns down the line to align with the rising star. Roman Reigns is on the hit list of many after being the top star in WWE for over 3 years. The tribal chief recently defeated LA Knight to retain his title. However, the megastar claimed he still had unfinished business with the Bloodline leader. Besides Knight, Randy Orton and CM Punk have also hinted at going after the tribal chief. While Punk recently name-dropped Reigns in his promo, the Legend Killer made it clear that he was back to take down the Bloodline. The 14-time world champion has already laid out Jimmy Uso on several occasions. He and Knight defeated Solo Sikoa and Jimmy in a tag team match last week. Roman Reigns will return to WWE programming on SmackDown this week, likely to start the build for his match at Royal Rumble 2024. Randy Orton and LA Knight currently look like 2 potential opponents for him. Many believe the duo could compete in a #1 contenders bout to decide who will face the head of the table.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me